Good afternoon. My name is Imran, and I am a social worker today here to support you. And together we'll be discussing about your current situation, and also we will be exploring um, many different ideas, and also we'll talk about your concern, and we'll see like how I can help you by discussing together.
Okay.
And also everything we discuss is confidential within ethical and legal limits. So we'll try to find some ways together. Like I want to know more about you, and then from there I will figure out like how I can help you.
Okay.
Okay. So how are you?
Um, I'm actually okay. I think I'm doing okay. Thank you.
And then is it okay if I ask you some questions so that I can learn more about you? And during the interviews, if you have any questions, like if you want to pause, if you want to talk to me about something else, you can always feel free to like stop me during my interview, and then you can ask me whatever questions you have. Or if you don't want to answer any questions, that's also fine,
Okay.
totally fine,
Okay.
because I'm here to help, and
Okay.
I want you to be as comfortable as you can. Also, I will make sure that you are okay.
Thank you. I
Okay.
actually appreciate that.
Okay, then what's your name?
So my name is Willie James Cannon. I'm the third, actually. So Willie James Cannon the third is my name.
Okay, perfect. How are the key members of your family? Like, so tell me about your parents, siblings, or maybe children, if you have any.
So it's a good question. I have my mom. She's a big part of my life. She doesn't currently live with me in Buffalo. She lives in Kentucky, but we still stay in good communication, and so she's fine. Now my father, he does live here. Actually lives in the town of Tonawanda as well. We stay in communication as well. So the relationship's pretty solid there. I do have a brother. The relationship not so great, but making strides though. Definitely been making improvement there. And as far as like, my kids, immediate family, I do have children. I have, two girls, I have two boys, and a girlfriend, and yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's wonderful. It's really important to have a really good relationship with our parents and siblings and immediate families. Yeah, that's really wonderful, and it helps, I believe.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
And so, how do you describe the support you receive from your friends and family members and immediate rela- family members?
I would say it's a really good question as well. Thank you for asking. Hmm. So I would describe that relationship as that overall, they're good. They're very supportive for the most part. I just think that sometimes the family can lose understanding with time. Like for an example, if I'm really busy, a lot, let's say with school, with work, with kids, sometimes friends, close friends, and family members don't necessarily understand that you're busy. They know that you have these things, but they also expect some piece of your time as well, and when you can't give it to them, sometimes that could cause friction. So, but yeah, I guess the way to describe them, I would say good, could not great, but describe those relationship as a whole, I'd say very good.
Yeah, I understand that. Sometimes it's really hard to keep up with everything equally. Some days, so it's really hard. I understand. I totally understand.
Yes.
Uh, but sometimes it's every individual situation is different. Maybe my situation is different compared to yours. So, but it's not easy. But we can try our best, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Mm. Are there any social group or communities you are actively involved in?
Could you repeat that question again?
Are there any social groups and communities you are actively involved in?
Not yet. I would say, as far as social groups or even like community groups, excuse me, not yet, but I did get accepted into this scholars program um, through school, and I will be particularly working with a specific part of the population inside of a specific community, primarily Buffalo region, African American community. I do plan on getting involved basically in in some way in that, in like an organization or association like that. But right now, I guess I'm kind of lone wolfing it right now, and just kind of been focusing on my own personal things like right now. But to answer your question, so
Yeah,
I
I
guess
mean, it's
no.
totally okay sometimes, right? We just have to take our time
Yeah,
to do our own thing, and then we get involved with things.
yeah.
Yeah. And who are your colleagues and classmates?
Um, so are you asking like how my relationship is with my classmates
I
or?
mean, if you work, then how is your relationship with your colleagues? If you have any friends there at work, or not?
Yeah, they those are strong actually. At work, a lot of people they kind of look they look to me. I work at Tops overnight, and it's kind of a harder job, so tough shift, and people look. I have good solid relationships there. School solid relationships as well. So yeah, I have good relationships there.
Uh, do you spend some times with your colleague or maybe with your classmates?
Yeah, actually, I have. I have spent some time with a classmate, not often, but
Mm-hmm.
it's funny. He has the same name as me too.
Really?
Yeah, he has the exact same name as me. So yeah, with Willie. So I've hung out with him outside of class and stuff like that. Me and him are pretty cool. And I there's a couple guys at work I hang out with too. So yeah, there's a couple guys in my classroom that I really think that are really cool people. So yeah.
Oh, that's nice. It's good to have some people in life. Um, and are there any religion or culture groups that you are part of?
Um, so yes, I would categorize as a Christian. I would say a Christian. Um, uh, yeah, I would say Christian. I would say Christianity.
Do you believe in Christianity now?
So I believe in Christianity, and to be completely blunt with you, I've also read the Quran too, front to back, multiple times, and like I like understand. I identify as Christian. However, there are other religions that I think that are very strong, and I believe in aspects of their thought processing, the same as Christianity too. So I think it's I was born Christian and raised Christian, so those family values kind of like you know kind of influenced me to go that route. But yeah, that's where I categorize myself as. But I understand and respect all religions though.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah. I mean, we have the diversity in this country. So
Yes.
sometimes it's beautiful to have uh, this diversity and experience all the different things.
Yeah.
It helps. Um, do you have a healthcare provider or therapist you regularly see?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Mm, like, how do you access them?
You said like how do I assist them or how do they
No,
assist
how,
me?
yeah, how do you access healthcare and the provider?
Oh, good question. So I'm also a veteran.
Mhm.
So luckily I'm a veteran because they do have the VA hospital in Bailey Ave, and they have healthcare, dental, mental health, personnel. So I have a doctor there that I see. Uh, her name is Dr. Kawar, but yeah, I see her. She checks on me, make sure I'm physically okay,
Mhm.
and then I also stop off on the 10th floor, and I have a therapist that I see, Dr. Ahmed. I see him once a month as well, and and I have good relationships both ways. So I I kind of try to tackle all aspects of my healthcare, including mental.
Yeah, that's very important. Like, it's having that strong support from the provider is very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I will be asking some other questions. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
You're good, right?
Yeah, I feel
Okay.
great. Thank you.
Yeah. But as I said before, you can always pause me, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What recreational activities and hobbies do you engage in?
Uh, so recreation wise, nothing too fancy. I would guess right now would be watching sports.
Mhm.
I love sports a lot, particularly mixed martial arts and football. But I actually sometimes I help out my neighbors. I hate to say that that might be a hobby, but that's one of my hobbies. I have a lot of elderly neighbors that live in my neighborhood, and particularly a guy across the street. He likes to take old wood furniture people throw out, and he cuts them into designs. So
Mm.
I've helped him like acquire wood and stuff for his hobby. But yeah, I kind of just find things, nothing specific. I just find things to do.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's and how does your faith and spirituality influence your life and decision making on a daily basis?
It helps me stay grounded. It
Hmm.
helps me stay focused, right? As well. I think it helps me stay within uh, like a lane, right? I feel like if I didn't have my religion or like any kind of spiritual belief, I think that my road would be like left, right, up and down, But I'm staying within a framework with my with my spirituality. So I think that's my answer to your question there. Roundabout way of answering it. But
I mean, uh, does it help you to be focused? Like, it gives you a straight path to focus. Like, okay, this is what I have to do, and I can get it done. Like,
absolutely, it lets me know like what I think for me, what I shouldn't do. Sometimes is as good as knowing what you can do. So knowing that I shouldn't be involved in this behavior, uh, you know, almost redirects me to stay in a certain lane. So I, you know, I guess it does in a way, like just it just keeps me being focused is important, and I think that my spirituality is just a major part of that.
I mean, what
Because
I was trying to say is like, does it guide you?
yes,
Yeah. So I think
yes,
that's what I was trying to say, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yes, it does.
Um, how connected do you feel to your local community?
Um, I feel I'd say so. I'd say I think I'm from 0 to 10, I'd say probably like a 6.
Oh, okay. Can you describe the self-care activities and routines you currently engage in to take care of yourself?
So what I like to do for myself a lot of times is when I'm feeling stressed or I feel overwhelmed. Sometimes I like to spend time with like my children. I go to a lot of sporting events. One of my sons is really good at baseball, so I noticed that when I go and when I'm a lot's going on in life and I'm like I have to do this, do that, do this. Sometimes just stopping and just watching a kid run around and play, it just it makes puts everything in perspective sometimes, and I'd say that's an aspect of one way that I practice self care.
Oh, that's wonderful. And what do you do to relax or distress or unwind after a challenging day?
I love horror movies, in particular, but I do like a lot of different genres of movies. But I like to listen to music, watch movies. I like to cook too. Cooking is
Oh,
relaxing as well for me. So I'm getting much better at it. I just started cooking personally myself like 2 years ago, but I've gotten made big strides in it. So yeah, I like to cook, watch TV.
Yeah, it's like I love cooking too.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
it helps me like on so many levels. Like sometimes if I can't focus, like, oh, let's cook something nice, and it helps. Like it's like art putting things together, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
And then when you see the look on people's faces when they
Eat.
eat it, and they're like, there's nothing like it. So yeah,
It makes my night.
yeah, it does, it
Right.
does. Agreed.
Okay. And do you have specific self-care goals or areas in your life where you would like to improve your self-care practice?
Um, yeah, I honestly I think I would where I would like to improve on my areas of self care is I would like to get better at making time for the self care. So better time management for me to to make time for the self care. That's like I know what works for me as far as self care, but there's other aspects of my life like time management that sometimes get in the way of me practicing that self care. So if I could maybe get better at some time management somehow and learn how to prioritize things to where self care is on that tier up there to where I can get to it. I think that that would be the goal kind of mine,
So making
or
the
where I would
time.
like to improve is my time management.
Uh, so you have goals about your self-care practice. You just don't. Sometimes you just can't find the time to do them, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
How do you recognize when you are feeling overwhelmed or in need of self-care?
I typically start to uh, my brain starts working a million miles an hour, and I sometimes shut down. I know that I'm capable of doing something, but I'll get so overwhelmed and anxiety ridden that I typically shut down. That's how I know. It's when I start to start thinking a lot of thoughts and start to shut down.
Like, what do you do immediately? Like, when it happens, like, do you have any support system? Do you have someone around who can help you when it happens?
When I definitely think that there are people in my life that I
Hmm.
could use for that. I think I need to get better at using them. But when it gets real bad, that's, I have my girlfriend I could talk to, right? But when it gets really overwhelming for me, that's when calling mama. That's what I'm calling mama. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So yeah,
Mother is mother.
yes, yes, yes,
And sometimes I think like I feel like mother knows things that I don't even have to explain sometimes, right?
exactly. She does.
Yeah. That that's what I do too. Like sometimes I'm having conversation with people, but sometimes I feel like they don't understand me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's wonderful. And what strategies or techniques have you found helpful in managing stress or difficult emotions?
I think what's worked really good for me is like I said, the strategies um, of kind of stepping away, right? So when I'm faced with a challenging situation, and when I told you I get overwhelmed and I start to shut down, right? A strategy I've learned over the years is, okay, don't just keep sitting there. Let's say I'm working on a paper and the paper is it's just whooping me and I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, I can't figure out what to write. It's no good for me to just continue to sit there and stare at the screen. Sometimes I need to step away, practice self-care, watch a movie, have a conversation with a loved one, and then I come back to whatever was overwhelming or stressful to me or challenging.
Yeah. And are there any relationship or connections that you'd like to strengthen or develop?
Yeah, I think honestly speaking, I would like to my brother. I would like to improve or develop our relationship a little. That's a big aspect of my family tree, and he's we're really like almost twins. We're like 8 months apart or 9 months apart. Yeah, we're 9 months, like exactly almost 9 months apart, and we're but we clash heads. So like, but he feels like an almost like my twin to me. We were raised the same scenarios, and I feel like he understands me. I understand him. We just can't get on the same page sometimes. So I would love to improve that relationship there.
And I really hope that you will be able to do that. In the meantime, if I can be any help in any way, I would love to be there. And also, I just want to thank you for coming here to see me and talking to me.
Yes.
So I do have another meeting
Yeah.
to see another client. I do have to go. But before we wrap up, I just want to make sure, like, if you have anything else to add or to tell me before I go.
Just want to thank you for your time. It felt good to get that out. Oddly enough, it felt good, and I'm looking forward to our relationship.
Me too. Thank you so much,
Hmm.
Willie. And then I will see you soon again.
Yes.
And then I will give you a call to arrange another meeting. And then we can go from there. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Appreciate
Bye.
it.